that will play itself out as it does. But to me, it's the key is finishing in the top two in the West and trying to win the West if they can, and setting yourself up in the playoffs to have as much of a home field advantage you can get. I see them finishing quite strongly. You made the point of they're playing so well right now, and then suddenly they're taking a break. But I think they do need a break because there is that other side of me that thinks if they kept playing, if they kept going here, then suddenly now with all they've played this season, has it been 35, nearly close to 40 games with all competitions? Then they start to fade out. I think the break comes right at a good time. Can they get one or two more players back in? Certainly, if we could have Ali Ahmed come back, how much closer do we see Ryan Gold coming in? And what new faces could be showing up here in the not-too-distant future, particularly, I would say, in the back, because obviously with two season-ending injuries, there has to be at least one, if not two, new additions there to try and bulk up things there. They're fairly solid right now, but you worry if a Newtvik or a Blackman, even a Laborda goes down, then suddenly they're quite thin, and that has to be a bit of a concern.
Yeah. That was going to be the last question for me, is just, we talked to Manuel Veth about it, some of the targets, how active you anticipate them being in the transfer window here. Because it's going to be a break for the players, but obviously no break for Axel Schuster and the deals that need to be done here to bring in some new players here for the Vancouver Whitecaps. Where do you expect them to go?
Well, I think there's two things. I mean, the Thomas Muller thing's kind of is drawing a lot of attention as it is. So obviously there's an interest there to try and bring him in, or something that either the club and the league wants to do. But there needs to be, for me, a bit of a focus on where are you bit short, where are you short in depth right now. And I do think that, losing, not having Atakubi and Veselinovic for the rest of the season puts more priority on getting some reinforcements defensively, whether it's players from within the league or just going out and finding it, and with a bit of experience as well. Because as I said, there's still a good core of defenders there, but then if you lose one more, then it gets quite thin, and then you're starting to scramble a little bit in terms of, because, center back pairings really important to have in terms of that partnership stuff. And so I think there's almost like you have to look at it almost in a two-track kind of way of what they really need to do, and the other side of it of, can this potentially be pulled off in terms of Thomas Muller?
Soccer Talk Vancouver, new episode coming out this week.
I would say so. I think Tyler and I will certainly come out with one this week. We'll speak on all things that are happening with this club, how well they're playing. Certainly, I think the transfer movement. This is turning into potentially a very interesting summer window, guys. And I'm just saying that league-wide. I mean, I'm not just mentioning it with. Rodrigo De Paul got unveiled tonight in Miami, and there's more other interesting signings. That Son Heung-min link with LAFC is a very interesting one, because that puts things in interest amongst all of us. Because I think after this break, looking at the standings, looking at your teams, the other teams in the West around you that are performing and how they're doing, really comes into much sharper focus, because I think we can then say we're at the business end of the season. Oh, yeah, it's going to be fascinating, fun watch over the next few months. Simon, thanks so much for joining us on the Whitecaps FC Post-Match Show. Thanks, Fudgy. Yep. Cheers, guys. Good to chat with you. All right, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we will hear from one of the Vancouver Whitecaps, one of the goal scorers for the Caps. That's coming up after this short break.
AM 730 CKNW Vancouver, a Chorus Entertainment station. Listen at cknw.com and at 101.1 FM HD2.
As the official law firm of Vancouver Whitecaps FC, BLG is dedicated to the communities in which its clients do business. BLG.com, proud partner of the Whitecaps.
Got a smelly, nasty, moldy crawl space? You're not alone. Here's what customers say about BSV's crawl space encapsulation. Professional, pleasant, and explained every step. Judy, New Westminster. From initial inspection to completion. What a great experience. Jim, Lindell Beach. These problems don't get better with time. They get better with BSV. Call Basement Systems Vancouver at 604-581-1115 or visit bsv.ca today for a free estimate. BSV, your crawl space, clean and healthy. There's not much you can depend on these days, outside of death and taxes. But one thing that has a high probability of happening, the old Poly B plumbing in your home failing, causing significant damage to your most valued asset. Call on the Poly B plumbing guys today for your free assessment and remediation proposal, and never let it become a problem in the first place. Make the smart choice. Choose the Poly B plumbing guys at 604-616-0847. That's 604-616-0847.
My son has auditory processing disorder, and CKNW helped us fund speech therapy that he needs. So we are so very thankful because it helps our son do better at school, feel more confident in himself, overcome the battles that he has with speech. And yeah, we are so blessed and so thankful.
The CKNW Kids Fund, helping kids since 1945.
Dive into a wild family adventure close to home this summer at Vancouver Aquarium. Meet playful rescued sea otters, touch a sea star or moon jelly, and catch our all-new 4D movie, The Great Salmon Rock. Summer fun is only a splash away. Become a member today at VancouverAquarium.com.
Hi, it's Ragnar from Ragnar Jewelers. Diamonds, your other life partner. Introducing my 1-carat cultured martini diamond studs. Sits flush with the ear and releases the diamond's full brilliance for just under $1,500. She sparkles and you shine. Proudly Canadian and serving Vancouver for over 55 years. Visit us in store, 64th and Granville, and park for free in the back. And remember, our money back guarantee.
Hi, I'm Todd Talbot, and I've been thinking about going solar. And if you're like me, here's Sean Mayhew, president of Penfolds Roofing and Solar, to tell you more about it.
There's never been a better time. Qualify for up to $10,000 in BC Hydro rebates and a $40,000 interest-free federal loan for installing solar panels and on your property.
Proudly Canadian owned and operated.
We provide your family and business with everlasting protection from the changing environment. For a quote, go online to PenfoldsRoofing.com.
This is the Whitecaps FC post-match show. Once again, here are Asa Raymond and Colin Miller.
Sends it across, deflected, headed towards goal and blocked. And Gondo shot, turned in! What a goal! JC Ngondo makes it 2-0 for the Caps in the 43rd minute of this match. It was a good finish by JC Ngondo. Still had some work to do. Caps were pressing. And it was played nicely to JC Ngondo. He just kind of opened up, passed it home as you'd want him to do. Kept his cool, though. Didn't sky it over the bar, Colin, and just slotted that one home.
Yeah, he did. It was great build-up down the left-hand side as well. And, a thoroughly deserved goal and a lot of good, positive attacking plays. As we spoke about Sabi and the role that Jaden Nelson had played there. In those wide areas, I know from a fullback's point of view, when that wide midfield player that you're playing against has got the pace, has got the athleticism to really challenge you, it's not a pleasant evening or afternoon, Asa, and that certainly proved to be the case. The lad Brody at right back is going to be dreaming about Jaden Nelson for a long, long time. But what I loved about Jaden is he kept going, for sure. Emmanuel Sabi was always a threat. I thought he came onto the game as the half progressed in the first half, and will definitely be a threat and popping up the score goals as well.
Yeah, and tough night for Brody for sure, but Jaden Nelson seemingly done this to any fullback that he's gone up against, really.
Yeah.
He's a nightmare to go up against. So, really excited about his future here with the Vancouver Whitecaps throughout this season. And we saw it right from the opening game. For the first game he played against Portland, I believe, and he was just running through everyone. And then picked up the hamstring injury, was a little bit, slow to recover from that. Now we're seeing it, week in, week out, and it's such a delight to watch, especially here at BC Place. And just getting word of the attendance here, great crowd. We were talking about it. It was buzzing throughout this game, just shy of 21,000 here at BC Place. And you figure more people are going to be showing up for these games, and I'm sure everyone would want to return. The games end up being like this 3-0 win for the Vancouver Whitecaps.
Oh, I think so as well. I mean, and it's not just now, Asa. The team's been entertaining all season long. They've played some really, really good football. I mean, you think we're missing our best player as well, in Ryan Gauld. It'll be interesting to speak to Jesper as well when we get him on the line to see how far along Gauldy is in his And his comeback, let's hope.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, the team is not skipping a beat here. I mean, you've got, I thought both centre-backs tonight played very, very well. And they need to keep that level of consistency. I thought Utvik and Ranko, and Tristan Blackman hardly put a foot wrong here. They defended well. They defended and they passed the ball well. It was just a very competent performance here.
We'll take your calls. Give us a ring. 604-280-9898 is the number to call. Love to hear your thoughts on this 3-0 win by your Vancouver Whitecaps over Sporting Kansas City. We'll hear from the coach of the Caps, Jesper Sorensen, a little later on. Right now, let's hear from one of the goal scorers. Here is JC Ngando with Sarita Patel.
Hey, Caps fans, here with JC Ngando. JC, a 3-0 win against SKC. First of all, the team is home for the first time after 5 games on the road. How do you guys feel winning like this in front of your home fans?
Feels really good. Like, being on the road was a long, long way. Like, just going back home, being able to have the fun around and play the way we play today is really good.
I know you like to talk about team accolades, but yourself, 1 goal, 1 assist. What does this mean for you?
I won't say a lot because I feel like that's like I just did what I was supposed to do. I'm happy about the goal. I know I scored 1 earlier in the year. People say it wasn't really mine, so I feel like this one I can count this one.
When they gave you that team ball for your first goal, you said, let's get 1 more so Daniel Rios' name is off of this. Is this something that you're going to hold? And did you look at Danny when you scored?
Well, I look at the bench because Jan helped me a lot with training, with the shooting, like just taking my chance, trusting myself. And I was happy I took at the bench. Adrian helped me a lot in the goal too. So I was really looking at the bench and
You love that team morale. You guys, like you said, had a rough road trip, but now you guys get a week off. What are you doing on the break?
Stay with my wife. Yeah.
Well, hi, wife. See ya. Enjoy your time.
Thank you.
That's great. Good vibes all around, and great game by JC Ngando. We touched on it a little bit earlier throughout the broadcast as well, but I feel like coming into this game, once you saw the starting 11, there were a few players that you wanted to see something from. The center backs in particular, with Ranko Veselinovic out, to Bjorn Utvik and Tristan Blackman. I was curious to see how that pairing would work and how quickly they'd kind of build that chemistry. But also, in the middle of the park, JC Ngando getting the start here and put in a shift, put in a performance, and then on the score sheet as well, and great to see him get that goal.
Yeah, and we spoke about his speed of play, how quickly he was getting the ball in to his feet and out of his feet, and because there's a tendency when a player has played at a certain level, if it's Whitecaps FC 2, just as an example, that you can get away with taking an extra touch. I thought JC Ngando tonight was the quickest that he's played in the Whitecaps. Best performance, I think, since he's been with the Whitecaps, for sure, Asa. And he's going to have to maintain and better this level all the time, because I thought the weakest out of the 3 midfield players tonight in possession was possibly Sebastian Berhalter, because he was at times careless in possession. And I say that with the greatest respect. I'm not being a cheeky devil when I say that. By his very high standards, there were times when he forced things that he didn't necessarily need to force. But JC tonight played things simple, quick, looked a threat. At times he was trying to break the line in behind Brian White as well. So that's what we need from that area of the park. We know that Kubas is going to be Kubas, and it'll be interesting to speak to Jesper and see how that shaped up, that substitution. Hopefully it was just prevention more than anything else.
All right, we're getting a call now. And we welcome in Scott to the Whitecaps FC post-match show here on 730 CKNW.com. I understand you were at the game here, Scott. Your thoughts on this one?
You know, I'm always at the game, boys.
That's right.
Colin's right. Mr. Berhalter had a little bit of all-star hangover. He had 2 bad giveaways there, and I think he knew it. And enough said. I'll give him a break on that. And the game sure changed when Kubas went out. It was really, I think most sort of partial, I don't know, what's the word for it? Fans that aren't as maybe, let's just say, technically knowledgeable, they don't understand what Kubas does for that team. And as soon as he leaves, it changes everything. But the reason I'm calling is because I'm in the stadium and I'm watching the big screen. And keep in mind, I refereed for over 20 years. What the heck was going on with Jade Nelson, that referee tonight?
Yeah.
Is there a book on him? Do they think he falls down too easy? Because half of them were bad, half of them were good fouls. I don't know what that ref's problem was with him, but he didn't like Jaden.
It was so odd. And then there was the one where he just pushed over, just gets hauled down, and doesn't get a call. It was strange. I didn't understand it at all.
You guys
Scott.
saw it too. I just that was a strange one. We're all looking around, and we just couldn't understand. Like, refs make a bad call here and there. We get mad, we yell, but that ref really had it in for him tonight. I haven't seen something like that in years.
Yeah, almost 21,000 people can't be wrong, Scott. It was.
We're never wrong at the game, Colin. You know that, and especially me. I'm never wrong.
That's right. I thought he started the game okay. I thought the referee tried to let the game go, but then there was that sequence. There's probably about 3 or 4 in a row on Jayden where there were genuine free kicks. I mean, Jayden's not a diver or flopper about type player for me.
He usually fights right through it. Exactly right. Appreciate the call, Scott. Love the thoughts.
Thanks, Scott.
Contribution there. Scott joining us on the Whitecaps FC post-match show. And yeah, to Colin's point earlier, you mentioned this right off the hop in the post-match show, just the fact that, testament to what Jayden did to fight through it and not let this take over the game, because he was great and he stayed disciplined the entire match. Yeah, and I'll tell you, because if he wants to play at another level of football, that discipline comes into play. If he's reacting all the time to referees and to fullbacks who are trying to get stuck into him, then there's a weakness there. And I thought tonight, I just thought from start to finish, and it didn't always go his way, Asa. There was a couple of crosses and bits and pieces that didn't quite go his way. But goodness me, he was always such a threat and always made himself available. No, you're right. And we've heard us rant and rave about this. We'd love to get the thoughts of the coach on this matter in particular. Jesper Sorensen, first of all, congrats on the win. But I want to get your thoughts on, the performance of Jayden Nelson in this game.
I think he played a great game. I think he stayed composed, even though he had some adversity, also with some calls against him and some calls that didn't go his way. And we've seen earlier on that then sometimes his emotions takes over and his energy, because he has a real fire inside of him, comes out the wrong way. But I really think that he stayed composed and played a very, very good game. He was a constant threat against Kansas here, and he's not perfect, but I would say he was such a big threat in this game. Yeah, hi Jesper, congratulations. Great 3 points, a terrific performance from the players. And just to quickly touch on Jayden's situation there was a couple of challenges tonight where I thought if the player had made contact with Jayden, you're talking a serious injury, in my opinion. And I thought how he didn't react to that maturity, that discipline. The Whitecaps are going to need that from him as the season progresses. Definitely. Yeah, but I think, it's, maybe the thing that happened against Galaxy was a good thing. Right. We had a talk after that, and Jayden knows that was not acceptable, and since then he has to be able to keep his composure on the pitch. That's just something that has to be. Otherwise, it will be a thing for the opponents. You just go hard at this guy, and then he'll lose his temper. Right. But now it's today. I think he played a very, very good game. Yeah, yes, but I thought the front three tonight set the tone of the game, because the way they pressed the ball, like if we did lose possession of the football, just how hard those three players worked to try to win the ball back, and then they were very ably supported from the midfield. It was a really good, strong start to the game. Yeah, I think the first half is some of the best we played for a long time. Yeah. I think we had the flow, we had the quality, we moved the ball well. When we played through the middle and they narrowed, then we could play on the outside, attack the outside. We could open up space behind the midfield with JC, was very strong in that position, and he just tied the plates together from midfield to attack. So I think he was very strong in that sense, and also Sabi attacking the box so hard and well as he does, I think was very good, and Brian, of course. So I think it was very, very good performance over in the first half, and then in the second half it was like we stopped pressing them high. It was like we were starting protecting the 2-0, and we got too spread over the pitch, and they got a little bit they got some opportunities. Johan had a good save. It could have been 1-2, and then we know what could have happened, but I think with a little bit more quality in the finishing and a little bit more quality in the crossing, we we could have scored a lot of goals this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was great attacking football at times. You must have been pleased, of course, Jesper, with not pleased losing Ranko, but pleased with the way the two centre backs played here tonight. I thought Tristan Blackman and Bjorn Utvik were terrific.
Yeah, I think the funny thing is that Bjorn has actually been a constant the last couple of weeks. He's the guy who's been playing the most in the back line. In the central defense the last couple of weeks. Matthias has played a lot lately. He looks strong at the moment, and Tristan has been out for a while. So it's a little bit funny that we have to all of a sudden put Tristan into the mix. But I think they look good, and Bjorn has actually been strong. It's just that Tristan and Ranko has had a great year, so I think it's I trust them.
Yeah,
they're ready, and I can only praise them for the way they play.
Jesper, you made a change at half-time with bringing Kubas off. Could you? Was that prevention? Did you see? Was there a possible injury there? Or?
Yeah, he had problems in his groin.
Okay.
And for me, if I know I'm going to make a substitution in the second half, then I would rather do it at halftime so we have an extra stop. We don't need to use a stop on a substitution. I already know that I have to do.
Yes.
So, and I didn't want to risk anything with Andres. It's been a very, very tough stretch for him as well. He came back from an ankle injury, and he felt something in his groin. He was not. When I asked him, he said, he was a little bit wary about his answer, so I knew that I just wanted to take him out.
Yeah, especially having no game next week as well.
Yeah.
The save that Yohei Takaoka makes, Jesper, I mean, the cheer that went up from the crowd, who I thought played a big part here tonight for the Whitecaps. What a save it was.
Yeah, it was great. That was great. And, in football, there's no memory.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. And it's just a week or two ago where people were talking about Yohei. Maybe he's slipping a little bit. But in Houston, in San Diego now, he played brilliantly. And football is up and down. And when a goalkeeper makes mistakes, sometimes there's not many to save him.
Yeah.
Whereas the other players can get away with a little bit more. Yohei has been good all year, and today he really kept the game from being all of a sudden way too, what would you say, interesting.
Yeah, he was great at the All-Star game as well. I thought, just watching him there, enjoying it as much as he did, I thought it was really good for Yohei in particular, because he's been great for the Caps all season, but fully deserved that moment as well, and a chance to enjoy and celebrate the work that he's done so far this season.
Yeah, and of course it's a great honor to be called up for an All-Star, and all 4 players came back, with a great feeling, and had really the sense that they've been part of something special, and I just like that.
Yeah.
It's we had a talk before they went away and said, listen, enjoy it. You never know if you're going to be called up again. So please enjoy it. You'll play together with great players, and it's also a great honor for you guys to be named as All-Stars. So I think, it was, it's, for me as a coach, it's always, I don't know when the perfect timing is for an All-Star game.
Right.
I think it's great for the league. I think it's great for showcasing the football. I think it's great for showcasing some of the best players in the league. I hope next year, maybe if the schedule allows, they'll make it a weekend, because then there will not be as much stress on the traveling for the players' part. But I think that it was nice to see them enjoying this event, and Austin did a great job with hosting it, so it was a good event.
Yeah, it looked like a fun time, and much deserved week off now for you and the players. Where are we going, Jesper? Taking the bike, Okanagan? What are you thinking?
No. I take the plane tomorrow. I'm not traveling that much at the moment, so I'll go to Denmark.
Oh, very good.
I haven't been to Denmark since I came over, so
good for you.
Now I'll go back to my family just a little bit.
Yeah,
enjoy.
Fantastic.
Looking forward to the stretch run here for the Vancouver Whitecaps. Great win tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Jesper.
Thank you very much.
It's Coach of the Caps, Jesper Sorensen, joining us on the Whitecaps FC post-match show. We'll take a short break here. When we come back, we'll wrap things up at BC Place after a big 3-0 win by your Vancouver Whitecaps.
This is the sound of medicine. When you stay at a Ronald McDonald House, close to your sick child, family is medicine. And right now, it's helping Ryan battle leukemia. We need your help to keep families together. Please donate today at rmhc.ca.
This is your captain. Down to your left, you'll see a BMO.
How could he know that? From 30,000 feet.
Notice the competitive savings rates and no monthly fees. Breathtaking.
All I see are clouds.
The window poster says get a cash bonus for opening a checking and savings amplifier account.
He's messing with us, right? I don't know, but it's a compelling offer.
Now sit back and enjoy our in-flight entertainment.
Ooh, what's that movie about? It says BMO makes your savings go further. Okay. Love bank thrillers.
Terms apply. Visit BMO.com/cash.
BMO. Got a smelly, nasty, moldy crawl space? You're not alone. Here's what customers say about BSV's crawl space encapsulation. Living on floodplain, musty smell is gone. Carol, Maple Ridge. Crawl space clean out. Very satisfied with all aspects. Michelle, Chilliwack. These problems don't get better with time. They get better with BSV. Call Basement Systems Vancouver at 604-581-1115 or visit bsv.ca today for a free estimate. BSV, your crawl space, clean and healthy.
Navigating wealth can be complex. Here's Sherry McMillan on how to structure it wisely for the long term.
From trust to family corporations, the right structures create stability and minimize tax. At McMillan Estate Planning, we tailor these tools to protect and preserve your estate across generations. It's not just about control, it's about confidence.
RSVP for McMillan Estate Planning's complimentary virtual seminar on Thursday, July 31st at McMillanestate.com.
Hey, I'm Todd Talbot from Love It or List It Vancouver. I've been passionate about real estate and building homes for years. When I built a home for my family, I needed a roofing company that I could trust, so I called Penfolds Roofing and Solar. They were organized, easy to deal with, and their attention to detail made all the difference. And they arrived with smiles all the time. Proudly Canadian and highly experienced, I'd totally recommend Penfolds for your next roof. If you're in the market for a roof, call or go online to PenfoldsRoofing.com.
Get ready for the Fortinet Cup Championship, the PGA Tour America's season finale. The top 120 players battle for one of 10 Korn Ferry Tour cards September 25th to 28th at Morgan Creek Golf Course in Surrey. Tickets and info at FortinetCupChampionship.com.
Shoppers Foundation for Women's Health knows too many women have been lost to health inequities. That's why we're working to improve access to equitable and inclusive care. It's time to make women's health visible. Get to know the facts at shoppersfoundation.ca.
This is the Whitecaps FC post-match show. Once again, here are Asa Raymond and Colin Miller.
Welcome back to BC Place. This is the Whitecaps FC post-match show on 730 CKNW. What a great game it was. Whitecaps with a 3-0 win over Sporting Kansas City to hold second place in the Western Conference. Still behind San Diego in first, and then Minnesota picking up a win today, nipping at their heels in third place. So a tight race at the top. Those front three have kind of separated from the rest in the Western Conference, and that's why this win by the Vancouver Whitecaps was so important.
Yeah, and the level of consistency for the Whitecaps from start to the season to now has been such a breath of fresh air, because sometimes a team will get off to a flyer and then they'll hit a wobble, and then before you know it, they're getting relegated or something like that. But that has never appeared at any time this season. Sure, we've dropped some points here and there, right, and lost the odd game, but for the most part, this season, the level of performance and the consistency and the attitude and that of the players is a real credit. I mean, it's been we've called some great games this season, Asa, as you know, because you've been beside me, and but it's been really, really entertaining.
We'll take your calls on the Whitecaps FC post-match show. Give us a ring, 604-280-9898. Getting a few comments, questions coming in on X. I got to get to these, Colin. You like this?
Sure.
Sweeney saying after his 11th clean sheet of the season, he's wondering if Craig Forrest is starting to sweat over the fact that Tack may become BC's favorite goalkeeper. Curious about that as well. Like Yohei is certainly winning some people over, some fans over here tonight with the performance, the clean sheet, the massive save, and we've talked about it, raved on about it, how important he is in the build-up as well.
Yes, I don't know if he'll ever replace Big Forrest because he was the best I ever played with the national team. We had some very, very good goalkeepers at that time. We had Craig, of course, we had Big Doley and Pat Onstad as well. They were that for me was the best time for the goalkeepers in the national team program by a country mile, to be honest with you. But I say, Ace, a goalkeeper can be worth 12 points a season. You've heard me saying that before, yes. And it can be a mistake. It could cost the team 3 points. It could cost a point, whatever it is. But it can also win you 3 points as well. And there's been times this season where Yohei hasn't been particularly busy. Like even tonight, he wasn't particularly busy, but he makes that save, and that could have got the game back into 2-1 for the Whitecaps. And before you know it, you're looking over your shoulder. You're on a bit of a wobble because the opposition have scored. So there, your goalkeeper has. It sounds daft. You won 3-0 when you're giving your goalkeeper credit, but that save that he makes could have changed the game there. So if the ball goes in the back of the net, so a lot of credit goes to the form of your goalkeeper. As we all know, at any level, whether it's grassroots level of football or whether it's senior international football, your goalkeeper is a very, very important player.
Okay, we got another comments coming in. Smoke City FC on X saying, is Matias Laborda better with or without the 1979 mustache? That's a great question.
Yeah.
And actually going to bring this up to the caller because we've got someone on the line who wants to talk about Matias Laborda in particular, Trevor and Langley. Trevor, what do you think? Is Laborda better with or without that 1979 mustache?
Well, when they were winning there early in the season, I was trying to stick with the mustache too, but then once the final hit, I shaved it right off. I think right now he's great with or without the mustache. I really think he's been one of the constants on the team.
Yeah.
Being able to play every back four position is pretty amazing. He plays it pretty well. So I know people are a little worried about how much money he was making based on the salaries, but I think he's been one of the Whitecaps MVPs this year.
I agree, Trevor, and in fact, I think he looks like the spitting image of the boy from the Village People, doesn't he? He looks one of those with the old moustache. But I'll tell you, I mean, he takes long throws, he scores goals from corner kicks. I really think, well, this has easily been his best season for the Vancouver Whitecaps, and it doesn't matter where the Caps play him, he puts in a very steady, consistent performance. And even tonight, he's playing at left back there. Not natural for him, but he just gives the ball. It's easy when you get Jaden Nelson in front of you. You just win it and play it to your wide midfield player. But on the right-hand side, he wants to get forward. Yeah. I think he's been a really, really consistent player for the Whitecaps and made a major contribution to the success so far.
Absolutely.
Trevor, appreciate the call. Thanks so much for chiming in, joining us on the Whitecaps FC post-match show.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Like, Laborda, I think, almost goes under the radar at times. I'm so glad that Trevor brought him up because we talked about Engano, talk about Jaden Nelson. They jump off the page, but especially in a game like this, you're right. In the fact that they had to put him on the left side, they use him on the left side. An uncomfortable position, but makes it look so comfortable. It just simplifies it as well. It doesn't do too much. Makes it easy on himself, and has a great showing here in front of the fans.
Oh, I mean, he's game, and by that I mean he'll tackle anybody. It doesn't matter how big, small they are. He's very aggressive, and what I like about a lot of his play this season, there was a time with the Whitecaps, Asa, where you could be almost guaranteed a penalty if it was inside the box or a silly free kick or something like that. And he's taken a lot of that type of challenge out of his game. He's playing with a lot of discipline this season, and that comes with experience. Sure, you learn from your mistakes, and I'm sure the manager has been on him to keep his discipline in and around the 18-yard box. But I think he's been terrific this season.
Certainly has. All right, one more break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up with the man of the match. This is the Whitecaps FC post-match show on 730 CKNW.
With roots in Vancouver going back more than a century, BLG is a trusted law firm to national and international clients, providing practical legal advice across almost every major industry. BLG.com, official law firm of Vancouver Whitecaps FC.
Summer heat and humidity are here. And if your crawl space is smelly, damp, or moldy, these problems don't get better with time. They get better with BSV. For the past 28 years, Basement Systems Vancouver has been transforming crawl spaces into clean, dry, and healthy spaces, specializing in crawl space repair, cleaning, insulation, and encapsulation services. Call locally owned BSV today at 604-581-1115 or visit bsv.ca to schedule your free estimate.
It's the Moj. Tune in to the BC Lions Huddle weekdays on the Jazz Joe Hall Show. Brought to you by the BC Construction Safety Alliance, a not-for-profit that assists the BC construction industry in making safety simpler. bccsa.ca.
Thanks to all the car donations made to the Kidney Car Program, the Kidney Foundation of Canada can help numerous people living with kidney disease right here in BC. These donations are instrumental in providing them with programs and invaluable support. When you give your car to the Kidney Car Program, it'll be towed for free and recycled or resold. You'll also receive a tax receipt of at least $700. To continue to improve the quality of life of thousands of patients, the Kidney Car Program needs your car today. Visit kidneycar.ca.
Hey, it's Ragnar from Ragnar Jewelers, introducing my new Infinity Edge diamond pendant. 1 carat cultured diamond set in 14 karat gold for just under $1,400. Classic design that'll last a lifetime. She sparkles and you shine. Visit us in store, 64th and Granville. Proudly Canadian and serving Vancouver for over 55 years. And remember, we have free parking in the back.
A well-designed fire safety plan helps both occupants and first responders in coping with emergency situations. Get protected with Bartec. Bartec Fire Safety will develop a fire safety plan specifically for your strata or commercial property, ensuring both residents and first responders have the information they require. Serving Metro Vancouver for more than 40 years, you can trust the experts at Bartec. Get a free estimate at bartecfire.com. That's bartecfire.com.
Elevate your outdoor living experience with premium patio heaters, grills, fire pits, and fireplaces. A custom-designed outdoor kitchen makes summer enjoyable long into the night. Visit the friendly design team at Fireplace Warehouse in Richmond today and let the transformation begin.
Don't miss your chance to slow down at Vancouver Aquarium's limited time exhibit. Meet adorable sloths, hedgehogs, and turtles, and learn why taking it easy just might be the greatest survival strategy. Survival of the Slowest, open now through Labor Day. Book now at VancouverAquarium.com.
This is the Whitecaps FC post-match show. Once again, here are Asa Raymond and Colin Miller.
Yes, welcome back to BC Place. This is the Whitecaps FC post-match show. Whitecaps with a 3-0 win over Sporting Kansas City. Last bit of business here. Colin, who would be the man of the match after this 3-0 win in front of the home fans?
Well, that should be his agent after all the compliments I've paid Jayden Nelson tonight. Yeah. But, you know, and it wasn't always silky. It wasn't always perfect by any means, but he was such a threat all night long for the Whitecaps, and you could see it was a definite area that the Whitecaps wanted to expose was the right back, that right side area of Sporting Kansas City, and by goodness me, they did. There was some great diagonal balls played, some great through balls, and Jayden made the most of it. He had a terrific night, and for me, the man of the match.
Yeah, certainly, and I love it when it goes to a player that's so influential. It doesn't necessarily get on the score sheet.
Yeah.
The goal scored by Sabi, JC Ngannou, and then Matias Laborda, but Nelson certainly played a part in this big 3-0 win for the Vancouver Whitecaps. So great, that does it for us. So for Colin Miller, Sarita Patel, Jonathan Chung, Wiki Law, and the rest of the CKNW broadcast crew, we want to thank our guests, Manuel Veth, Simon Fudge, JC Ngannou, and Jesper Sorensen, of course. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast. If you missed it, here's how it sounded.
Now, time for a match in a minute.
Ngannou lifts it into the area, back post ball, headed back across, and volleyed over the bar by Brian White. But Kubas comes up with it. Poked ahead for Sabi. Cuts inside. Gets past one. He's got a couple ahead of him as well. Continues forward. Plays it to Jayden Nelson. Nice little turn, but then he's poked away by Leibold. Berhalter wants it. Gets it. He's going to send it in. It was blocked, I think, by a hand. Play continues. Jayden Nelson sent across. Turned in. Emmanuel Sabi. 1-0 Whitecaps in the 35th minute of this match. Immediately forward for Sabi. The goal scorer turns, swings it out to the near side for Jayden Nelson. Already one assist in this game. Carries it. Edge of the 18. Picks out his man. Shot towards goal over the bar. Sends it across, deflected. Headed towards goal and blocked. And Gondo shot. Turned in. What a goal. JC Ngondo makes it 2-0 for the Caps in the 43rd minute of this match. Falls to Tate Johnson. Poked ahead for Jaden Nelson into the attacking third on the left side. Puts on the brakes. Lifts it into the area. And that's caught by Pulskamp. Back out wide. Now sent into the area. And headed down, and it's in! Who did you say it was going to be, Colin? Matias Laborda. Final few seconds of stoppage time tick away. Corner's taken short, coming back in play here. Caps maybe wanted to add another, not going to get a chance to. 3-0 is how this one ends. Caps picking up another win in front of the home fans.
As the official law firm of Vancouver Whitecaps FC, BLG is dedicated to the communities in which its clients do business. BLG.com, proud partner of the Whitecaps.
Hi, I'm Todd Talbot from Love It or Listed Vancouver, and I'm here with Sean Mayhew from Penfolds Roofing and Solar. One thing I've learned, do not gamble with your roof. Make sure it's done right the first time. I had mine installed by Penfolds, and honestly, I couldn't be happier.
Thanks, Todd. A roof is more than just a roof. It's protection, security, and peace of mind.
Penfolds provides your family and or business with everlasting protection from the changing environment. If you're in the market for a roof, call or go online to
PenfoldsRoofing.com. When it comes to wealth, having a clear purpose matters. Here's Sherry McMillan with a message for families looking to align the two.
We believe wealth should work for your life, not the other way around. Whether you're planning for retirement, succession, or giving back, McMillan Estate Planning helps you align your financial world with your deeper goals. Let's make your wealth meaningful.
RSVP for McMillan Estate Planning's complimentary virtual seminar on Thursday, July 31st at McMillanEstate.com.
Bartec has been a leader in fire safety for over 40 years, and the industry's growing demand means Bartec is looking to add new members to their team. If you're an experienced fire safety technician, qualified sprinkler fitter, sales professional, fire safety plan designer, or project manager, Bartec wants to hear from you. Bartec is an employee-focused business offering a great work environment, benefits, and wages. If you or someone you know is looking to take the next step in their career, talk to Bartec Fire Safety today.
Representation in media